Hello, everyone. As we wrap up our group's presentation on Module 8, I am going to walk us through our final core topic, how social media mobilizes society. To kick things off, let's revisit a massive milestone in digital solidarity. When the US Supreme Court took up the case of marriage equality, an astonishing 2.7 million people changed their Facebook profile pictures to a white equal sign on a red background to show their support. This was an organic, highly visible statement. It serves as a textbook example of how modern social media can instantly rally millions of people around the globe for shared common cause. But how does this happen structurally? Is it just emotional momentum? Or is there an underlying network science that drives mass mobilization? Let's look at the data. To map the exact mechanics of digital coordination, a team of researchers led by computer scientist Iyad Rawan analyzed a fascinating experiment, the 2009 DARPA Network Challenge. The task was seemingly impossible. Researchers simulated how an online crowd could use social media platforms like Facebook and Twitter to pinpoint the exact locations of 10 weather balloons hidden randomly across the United States. Even tougher, they had to do it within a window of just several hours. The findings, published in the Proceedings of the National Academy of Sciences, completely upended traditional communication assumptions. The researchers demonstrated that it was entirely possible to find these balloons using social media alone. The crowd did not need any assistance from the traditional mass media like television broadcasts or radio announcements. According to the study leader, Iyad Rawan, the combination of the internet, mobile devices, and social media networks has fundamentally rewritten the rules of engagement. They give us three distinct structural affordances. We can communicate instantly with massive numbers of people. We can assemble massive ad hoc teams completely on the fly. We can exchange time sensitive, critical information precisely when it is needed. This collaborative architecture allows society to mount immediate responses to huge real world problems, whether that means coordinating search and rescue operations, reaching to sudden natural disasters, or tracking climate change impacts. By running high resolution simulations focused on the strategy of the winning team from MIT, the researchers found that under the right conditions, social media alone offers a staggering 90% chance of locating every single balloon. However, everything has to line up perfectly. Rowan referred to this optimal alignment as the perfect storm. So, what creates this perfect storm? The study concluded that successful mass mobilization relies heavily on three core pillars. The first pillar is the small world phenomenon. The experiment provided that random friendships spanning massive geographical distances are absolutely vital to a campaign. Why? Because these long range connections act as information superhighways. Instead of information trickling slowly from neighbor to neighbor within a single town, a random friendship between a person in New York and a person in Texas allows a call to action to leap across the country instantly. This rapidly spreads the word to highly connected clusters that would otherwise remain out of reach. Beyond the physical layout of the network, mass mobilization requires distinct roles to be filled by the people within it. The study highlighted two human components that are equally critical to success: highly connected, rapid leaders. To rally thousands of people in a short period, you need leaders to respond immediately. These individuals maintain a massive number of connections and forward information significantly faster than the average user. They serve as the engines that push information out. Passive participants. These are the unsung heroes of digital mobilization. They don't actively reshare posts, write threads, or recruit their friends into the campaign, but they keep their eyes open. If they happen to stumble across a balloon or in a real world scenario, a missing child, in their daily routine, they step up and report it. Without rapid leaders, the message wouldn't travel. Without passive participants, the network wouldn't have enough eyes on the ground to actually execute the task. Interestingly, the researchers also found that findability isn't uniform. It relies on a tension between local population density and how well a target is camouflaged. Counterintuitively, objects can actually be easier to hide in densely populated areas like Manhattan than in medium density areas. Why? Because in a hyper congested city, targets easily blend into the chaotic background noise and visual clutter. This tells us that population size alone doesn't guarantee a simple search. The environment heavily dictates how visible a target remains to the mobilized crowd. To wrap things up, whether an organization is hunting for weather balloons, coordinating disaster relief, or locating a missing child, social media provides an unprecedented framework for recruiting society to a cause. As Iyad Rawan summarized, it is simply impossible to achieve this level of wide area mobilization without the ability to broadcast instantly to all of your acquaintances at once. A capability platforms like Facebook and Twitter had made effortlessly easy. However, the study leaves us with a critical, sobering caveat for digital advocacy. Social networks must operate at the absolute limit of their speed and efficiency to succeed. If communication lags, if information stalls, or if network participants hesitant heavenly, hesitate even briefly, the momentum evaporates and the entire mobilization effort runs a severe risk of absolute failure. Thank you so much for your time. This is Sal.